Living by the water has had a huge influence on my work. And I realize it's not something I just want to paint. It's something I'm trying to understand. Not what it looks like, but what it feels like, what it holds, its energy, its memory. That has led me down an unexpected path. Instead of asking, what should I create today? I've been asking, what does this thread want to teach me next? In this next part of my water series, I'm returning to the collage paper families I created earlier in the previous video, if you've caught the series, and I'm using 10-minute explorations. I've made about 3. I'm going to show you one in detail, and then part of another, and then we're going to compare or see the different energies that a minimal color palette can create. So I'm not working towards a particular outcome. I'm allowing each page to evolve naturally, following the marks, the materials, and the thread of water, one response at a time. I like to activate the surface with a water-soluble graphite, pencil, a China marker, anything that I usually use, and I create something I could respond to rather than beginning with a finished idea. So on this surface, I'm following my hand. I'm letting it lead. And I'm using the water-soluble Caran d'Ache wax crayons here in blue. I might change the variations of value or muted tones. And there's collage nearby, but I'm not ready to use that yet. I'm putting water on the crayons so they can soften. And then I'm moving to my new paint color. The paint colors are listed in the video description below. And the color shaper is a great removal tool. So you can get more transparent layers, still seeing the marks underneath. I usually like a little paint on the surface first before I choose my initial support paper and use what I call intuitive placement. I don't always like to use horizontal. I might choose, see right there, that's it. And now I'm trimming the end. Oh, but then I change my mind. Let's see what I choose this time. So it looks like I went for vertical, which is interesting. We know how hindsight can be. These are the 2 rhythm papers that I chose. If you have not seen these, how I make them, etc., they're in the previous videos in this series. This is my favorite craft brush or scratchy brush, and these rhythms or ovals or circles remind me of the ripple effect, all that kind of thing that comes with water. I will save that collage for later, but if you noticed, I usually change the blue. This is my new blue right out of the tube, which I don't usually use. Sometimes I mix a little something else right on the surface, on the substrate, but I chose just to score it with my awl. It might stay, it might not. And of course, balancing this page with a little bit of neutral at the bottom right. I use black sometimes, white, but I really try to pay attention to what it's calling for. And I'm keeping water energy in the back of my mind as I'm following this thread. I needed, or it needed, a transition between those two areas.
Too realistic.
So I'm saying to myself, is it looking too much like landscape? It's a very narrow piece, but this is emulating my environment. The outer rocks are just like slivers of this beautiful natural pink, sometimes orange. And I thought, well, I'll just put it there. And if it's too obvious, I can cover it. But the texture will be there, even though it's not obvious. So that's what I'm indicating here. One more thing, it just needed some pencil line flowing, a last layer. I usually do this. And then, of course, my rectangles. For some reason, I'm needing these in most of my pages, but notice it's very subtle. Here it is not there, but that was a last-minute decision. And usually I like to write down about the energy, what's returning, what I noticed. For the next exploration, as you can see, I chose a light, a medium, and dark. And that image of water I'm leaving just to sit there, just to remind me of the energy of those waves and the sparkles. But I'm not going to use it as collage. This light, medium, dark allows for contrast, but without having to decide in advance what the page will become. My intention here is very simple. Aqua blues, which have a little more yellow than my previous ones, and I'm really liking those. Flowing lines and layers. Opaque, translucent, and transparent. I'm just writing a few notes at the side of my page like I like to do. So they're words about water, calming, restorative. It changes and adapts, just so I remember and keep that feeling in the front while I'm creating. So while I was creating these two pages, they began the same way, the same limited palette. A slightly different collage family, which I love. If you catch the beginning of this series, it's amazing how many wonderful papers with direct painting you can create. And this is why I'm choosing to stay with these colors. Mostly because I love them, but I want to explore them more deeply. A limited palette doesn't mean making the same page again. It allows me to explore more deeply, to discover how many different marks, relationships, and moods can emerge. I'm continuing to follow the thread of water and allowing it to show me where to go next, one layer, one response at a time.